I am always worried about getting hurt. It's a big fear of mine that I'm going to twist my ankle or do something that's going to prevent me from skateboarding the next day. Worst of all than all that is not the pain of twisting my ankle or breaking something. The pain is never what hurts as much as losing out on the progress that I've made up to that point. I just learned nollie laser flips, and if I was to lose that tomorrow, it would be devastating. It would crush me. It would take a lot for me to get back on my feet. So it is important to find ways to avoid getting hurt. Now, I am not a certified or licensed personal trainer. I'm just a dude who's been skateboarding for a while. This is the best advice that I have to give to you, someone who just loves to skate and wants to avoid getting hurt. I know a lot of you skateboarders do not do this, and it might be why you are getting hurt. Alright, look at me right now. Do you have a warm-up routine? Now, if you do have a warm-up routine, is it the right one? Is it effective? So doing a warm-up routine is the best way to get the body ready to start skateboarding. So you want to do this so that you can go and have fun and avoid getting hurt. You will not be able to avoid every injury that's coming your way, but with doing warm-ups, that is a great way to help mitigate and limit the times you do get hurt. A lot of times, I find that I get hurt whenever I haven't warmed up. I also use a warm-up as a good time for me to settle my nerves. Often, I'm driving an hour to 4 hours to get to a new skate park, and I'm just so hyped to get there that I'm running in my mind the catalog of tricks that I want to do and all the obstacles that I've seen in photos and videos. But when I get there and I try and just immediately go skate, my body's like, dude, what are you doing to me? I've been sitting in a car for 4 hours resting, and now all of a sudden you want me to do something? You can't expect your body to operate like that. So you have to get your mind and body in sync with each other, and that is the other purpose of doing a warm-up. So here's a typical warm-up that I do that I think is perfect for all skateboarders, and it doesn't matter who you are. Now, make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because I'm also going to cover one of the biggest mistakes that you might be doing with your warm-up routine. Okay, so the warm-up technique that we're going to be utilizing is dynamic stretching. So what dynamic stretching is you are moving around and you're changing different motions with your body to stretch it out and get it ready to start working. So it's different from static stretching, and we'll talk about that in a second. So when I try and get ready for a skate session, this is what I do. So first of all, I will jog in place for about 30 seconds. Sometimes I'll count in my head to 30, and I'll make sure to do 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, but the main thing is that I'm going as fast as I can and pounding my feet on the ground. So doing this is starting to get the blood flowing throughout the body. Then I will do high knees for about 30 seconds as well, bringing my knees up as high as I can, about parallel with the ground at least, my thighs parallel with the ground. And then I do butt kicks. So I do butt kicks for about 30 seconds. After that, I will jump in the air as high as I can, just trying to utilize my ankles. So using my feet without really using much of my knees and hips or back to really boost me into the air. I'll try and jump as high as I can, and then I will absorb the landing with my knees. And I do that only 10 times. So that is getting my ankles and those small muscles in my legs ready to start jumping around on my skateboard. That's the fast moving stuff. And by this time, you're probably starting to work up a sweat, but you're not quite ready to start skateboarding yet. What you need to do next is open up your thighs, your hip flexors, your glutes, and your groin. And so the way you do that is by doing forward and backward kicks. So what I do is I normally walk up to a wall or to a bench, and then I will kick my leg forward and backward, and I'll do each leg 10 times. So the last thing I do is my upper body warm-up. Upper body does play a big part in how you skateboard. A lot of ollies and 180s or any trick that requires you to pivot or jump in the air is going to need you to be able to utilize your back and your shoulders and your arms. So the way I do this is I do torso twists. So these torso twists, I will rotate from side to side, keeping my hips and legs locked in place on the ground and rotating just my shoulders and upper body. And I will keep my arms low at the start of this and then bring my arms high. So I will do this about 10 times until I feel like I have warmed up my back. So then I will do arm rotations, and I will do 10 wide and 10 narrow while also doing them forward and reverse. So these Arm rotations are a great way to get your shoulders activated and ready to start skateboarding. Okay, at the end of your warm-up routine, let's say you have a couple of areas that are still sore or tight from maybe a day of skateboarding before. Yes, you should probably sit down and work out those areas, but be careful. Do not hold any static stretch for too long, because this is the biggest mistake I see a lot of skateboarders make when they go to skate and do their warm-up, is that they'll do a static stretch. A static stretch is where you hold a pose in place for a duration of time. You should just do this lightly, but only for focus areas of tightness, in my opinion. So ultimately, this is your decision whenever you're facing down where you want to stretch. I would not do any stretches for too long, is just what I'm saying. That being said, the great last thing you should do is do a couple of warm-up tricks and roll around the park. After that, you are ready to skate, and that is probably the best part. Is once I've finished my warm-up routine, I've already calmed down my mind and got my body in sync with it, and I am ready to skate. So if you make this a habit, I promise you will start to see significant improvement in your skateboarding, and the level of tricks that you're going to be able to do are going to grow at an insane rate. But look, this is just one strategy that I've come up with over my time with skateboarding, and I have plenty more that I would like to share with you. In fact, you should watch my next video, because I'm always posting skateboarding content, and it would be great for you to come along this journey with me. Now, make sure to subscribe before leaving this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.